So you think you're ready to buy a home, but you're not sure about the numbers or the process? Well, we have some help for you from Bank of Hawaii. We have Jennifer Gershman. She is a residential loan officer here. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So, I always wonder about the numbers. Do I have enough money? What do you do when you first want to buy a home?
Well, like any big financial decision, the first place to start is by looking at your finances. So think about what monthly mortgage payment you'd be comfortable with, and then think about how much have you saved for a down payment.
Okay, when you look at a down payment, I've heard so many different things. I've heard don't even try if you can't give at least 20%. That's kind of where you need to be, right?
Ideally, that's where you'd like to be. So 20% of your purchase price on a $350,000 purchase, you'd be looking at about $70,000, and then you'd want to have a little bit for closing costs, maybe 3 to 5% of the purchase price. But if you don't have 20%, there are lenders that will lend more, up to even 95%, so as little as a 5% down payment. Keep in mind that if you do less than 20%, you will have to get private mortgage insurance.
Okay, what is that and how much does that cost?
It will range depending on how much less of 20% down payment you put in the purchase price, but it can be anywhere from $100 to $1,000 more in your monthly payment.
Okay, even if you're not quite there, can you go ahead and start that pre-qualification process?
The pre-qualification process is where you're going to meet with a loan officer, you're going to talk about your income, assets, talk about liabilities, and from there you're going to have an idea of what price range you should be looking at.
Pre-qualification is different from being pre-approved, correct?
Correct. So the pre-approval process is a little bit more extensive, where we're going to run your credit, we're going to obtain documentation to verify your assets and your income, and then we're going to know what your credit score is and also what your credit report looks like.
Any last minute tips for any potential homeowners out there?
Well, I would start early and think about, what mortgage payment you're comfortable with. Consider utilities, property taxes, and insurance in with your payment. Set that aside, or set the difference in what you're paying in rent right now aside. See if that's doable for you. In addition, you'll be saving for your down payments.
Okay, so you can start the process. You don't have to pay. You don't have to commit. Some good advice from Jennifer Gershman here at Bank of Hawaii. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks, Grace.